The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up? Welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Show. I'm your good buddy, Roger.
And I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And we are back, okay?
We're back,
We only took the 1 week, like we said.
Yeah. And you know what? Let it never be said that we do not listen to our listeners.
Right.
Because I said we did the last thing we did was the tier list.
Yep.
A subsidiary of Good Buddy Brandon's Mount Vibe Check. And I said, look, if you disagree with any of this, let us know. Tell us how you feel about it. And we had a few folks. I'm talking to you, Matt Anime, and was it DeAndre?
Yeah, something like that.
Let me pull up the comment and make sure I get the shout out to
I'll
our
put
folks
the
who
comments
called us
on the
out.
stream.
Yeah, DeAndre and Matt Anime, who both told us, yo, you need to give Vivi a second look. C ranking? C ranking?
I actually like the one that was like, Vivi C? What the fuck?
Like straight up called us out. All right. Fair enough. You are not the only people to say so. We went ahead and gave it a second look, and that's what we're here to talk about. Is it worth checking out VIVY, Fluorite Eyes song?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, this is my first check. I watched it all. I watched it slowly, but
yeah, it's up to episode 5 at time of recording. This is Friday the 29th, something like that. 30th. 30th. And we are up to we are both caught up so far on this show. I will say at the time of record when we did that other one, when we did the tier list, I said I was going only off episode 1. I had seen episode 2 at the time, but now we're all the way caught up. And you know what? Do you want to just gut check it? How do you feel, man? Gut check.
I like it, man. I like the show.
I feel like at this, having watched more of it, I could definitely move it up. I would say it's for sure at least a B, probably an A.
Yeah, dude, I feel like
I don't know if I'm willing to put it in S.
I know that you said you'd seen the second episode, but I feel like if you're just going off the first, I could see where you would come up with a C.
It did some interesting stuff in that first episode. Let's talk about that first episode, because the whole thing starts, as I said, killer opening, where you basically see what is essentially Disneyland getting fucked up by these rogue androids. And then it jumps back in time so we can try to stop that from happening, as one would want to, were you getting fucked up by some rogue androids. And there's a thing it did. Now, you said, like, you were talking about the smash cuts earlier.
Yeah.
It does a lot of these smash cuts, for one. But there's a thing it did in that first episode that I thought was rad as hell, where you are seeing from the perspective of the titular Vivi, and there's a countdown running, and it's like, what is that? What is that countdown? I don't know what that is. And then it gets to 0, and you find out, oh, that's where our buddy Matsumoto, this program from the future, just jumped on in and is letting homegirl know, hey, you got a job to do.
Yeah.
And from there it goes into where it's gonna go, you know. We're not doing a full-on review, but if we were going to talk about the story and setting, it is essentially this android, Vivi, who is a songstress. She is here to sing. She wants to make everyone smile.
It's her mission.
It's her mission to make the world smile with her music. And she's a hell of a singer. She does have blue hair. She is basically Hatsune Miku, but, you know, different.
And she's the first AI of her kind.
Yes.
She's the first autonomous.
I think that's what they say. Yeah. We see other androids and AIs who they look more like, you know, here's my robot face. She is the first that we see who is designed to look and appear human and have some semblance of emotion even.
Yep.
And why wouldn't she? She's supposed to be a songstress. You gotta emote, baby.
You gotta feel.
You gotta feel it so that they feel it. How else are we gonna sell all these goddamn records? But her whole thing is now she's being dragooned by this program from the future. Still don't know how that works. How do you send a program back in time? Whatever. Point is, she is being dragooned by this program from the future, Matsumoto, to stop this horrible android rogue uprising from happening. And to do that, we've got all these different points in history. We got to stop this from happening, make sure this does happen, stop that from happening, etc., etc., etc. We need to change the future. And we are now 5 episodes in. You know what? I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
What you got? Anything else to really say about that part?
Just the way the story goes. Okay, first First, if I were to compare this to anything, like the feeling, just gut checking it, I would say it's a cross between Ghost in the Shell and Violet Evergarden.
I could see that.
Yeah. And like some of the, it's crazy because it uses, very similar things to those shows.
Sure.
And it does it really well. It's a really fun mashup, but the episodes themselves, they go, typically they're pairs. So it's like standalone pairs.
Yeah, so far anyway. The first 2 episodes.
And with the overarching story of, hey, we're rewriting history.
Yeah.
But there are massive time jumps. You don't notice that, though, because we're dealing with AI here. They don't age.
Right, exactly. So, like, the first 2 episodes happen, and then there's a time jump. All of a sudden, it's 15 years later in the next one. And you have these little bits in between, like at the beginning of episode 3, where it shows, like, here's a timeline, and here's where that is diverging, which is pretty cool. And I appreciate that because I ain't gonna know otherwise.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know, folks. Really spell it out for me. I'm a dumb guy. My worldview is limited. So I appreciate that. Them letting me know, hey, this is exactly what's happening. But from there, seeing it branch off and seeing these characters that you saw in that first 2 episodes come back in this next 2 and then show up in this next one, like, it's pretty cool, like the timeline that the show is making. It's got a really good sense of continuity that you don't always get from shows like this, but you definitely are getting it here. It's really nice.
Yeah, they do a good job of it.
Yeah, very well done. Again, we're not doing a review, but if that's the story and setting, what will we talk about next, man?
That would be the characters development.
How do you feel about these characters?
Yeah, there's about 2 of them that we can talk about, and we've already mentioned them.
Yes,
pretty well.
We have Vivi.
Of course, Vivi.
Diva.
Yeah, she is the autonomous AI. She does all the singing, like we mentioned before. And now she's a super cool major type,
Yeah, she is flipping around and saving people's lives.
Whipping a little ass. And actually, this show does have some pretty good fight scenes in it.
Yes. And like that's one of the things one thing that I really thought was cool about the show is she's trying so hard. Like, she has a mission, for example, in episode 2. We'll get a little bit spoilery here. She has a mission where she needs to make sure this guy does not get assassinated. And obviously, she's down with that because it's like, okay, I need to stop that from happening to keep this horrible future from happening. But also, like, my job is to make everyone smile. Can't make a motherfucker smile if he's dead.
Yeah, if
so
they're
that
all
makes
dead.
sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. So not only, like, saving the future, but also saving this dude. She wants to make him smile, too. And then we also, we see her take that to the extreme, minor spoiler, where one of the people who's trying to assassinate that dude and by extension kill her when she's stopping them is about to be killed, and she saves their life. There you go. She wants to make sure everybody lives. Now, obviously that may or may not be possible all the time. Death flag, death flag. But she's going for it. That's what she wants to do, and that's how she's going to do it. And then her foil in this is Matsumoto, who is her partner / kind of an anti-hero, I would even say.
Yeah, kind of an antagonist.
A little bit. Matsumoto is the program, the AI, who was sent back in time, who is pretty interesting in that they don't have a body, quote unquote, at first. And then they end up in a teddy bear, which is super cute. And they just kind of walk around this doofy little teddy bear.
Yeah, just waddle all over the place.
Just waddling around, talking and stuff. Yeah, she's got to pick him up and carry him around and shit. It's like, it's pretty cute. It's pretty real cute. I love the teddy bear.
Not to mention he gets on her nerves all the time too.
Oh yeah.
If this AI has nerves, he is on it.
Yeah, he has found her last nerve and he is jump roping with it because dude is like, no, you got a mission, motherfucker. You gonna do the shit.
To go to the next part, he's kind of jump roping on my last nerve.
A little bit. We'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, the dude Matsumoto is this program who his sole purpose is to make sure that all this goes down the way it needs to keep this uprising from happening. The thing is, so this show kind of does a thing, and this is a little bit on story that I didn't. So it does this thing where let me go outside the box here for a second. You ever see those Transformers movies?
Yeah, the Michael Bay ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Transformers movies, if you look at them in earnest, like, I forget the exact plots and everything, but like the first one, like Megatron's trying to do this thing. And the second one, Megatron has a backup plan where he's going to do this thing. And Megatron has a plan where he's going to do this thing to beat the Autobots. And if you look at all those plans, if any of them works, the rest of them don't. and it's kind of a weird thing where it's like, you know, what's really going on here? This show is kind of doing something like that because we save a life and it's like, okay, that's going to stop this thing from happening. But then, well, now the timeline is different. Yeah. And so you know what the next thing should be.
Yeah, go figure. You change the future.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you change the past. Right. There's probably going to be a giant ripple into the future.
Exactly. And so we're seeing those things happen. So far, the show is like kind of edging around like what is or isn't going to go down, but I am going to keep watching this. I'm looking forward to see like how wild it gets, because all of these things, any of these things in order would make sense to stop the inevitable future. All of them, you find out pretty quick a few episodes later, they're actually kind of advancing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moving much quicker.
It's moving a lot faster.
I think in the 5th episode, they were like 10 years ahead of schedule, maybe exactly. 20. I can't remember how many.
And Matsumoto actually, like, he's this program who like kind of just passes out when the mission's done, but then wakes up when there's a trigger. And he actually realized, oh shit, I woke up early. Like something's happening sooner than it should have. It's pretty interesting the way it's doing the timey-wimey thing. I don't know. I'm always wary of time travel-y shit, and this is. Because it's so easy to fuck that up. I mean, another show I really like this season, Tokyo Revengers, is doing a similar thing. I don't know how that one's gonna go, but you fuck with time travel, you get some weird shit. This show's definitely gonna have some weird shit, but I'm into it right now. Okay. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
I like these characters. Kinda. Matsumoto's a bit of a dick. There's a bit where he stops Vivi from changing one thing because she really wanted to change one thing. Spoiler alert, episode 2. We're not going to talk about it too much. But someone dies who she feels she could have stopped it from happening.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah. But, again, he's a bit of an anti-hero, damn near a villain at times. Yeah. How do you feel about, so we did story and setting, characters and development.
Art and animation now.
Art and animation.
I think it's weird because there are scenes in here that are very good, like above par animation. It's really good. There are even some like close up scenes and stuff where it looks like it's the closest thing I can relate to is like the cover of a manga or something. Yeah. It's like almost glossy, even the way that they do it. And
I think what I said is, if you've ever seen Ren and Stimpy and they do those like close-ups where someone looks like really super realistic and gross, it's like that, but instead of looking gross, they look super pretty.
Yeah. It looks very. It's
almost like oil
I would agree with that. Yeah. And then there's other scenes where you go into this very vivid schoolroom where the animation is completely different, kind of interesting, but a lot of it. The animation itself is very just par.
Yeah. I think I really am enjoying it, and I'm not going to say distracting, but it's almost whiplashy sometimes, because you'll have this very flat, simple animation, which I'm fine with. I like that. But then it'll go into one of those like super, like it'll literally be Vivi standing there talking to someone or something, and it'll just be a super close up. Like not even super close up, but like you'll have a close up shot of her face, and it is this totally different, damn near oil painting look, and you see like her little like robot eyes flashing and shit, and it's like, whoa, that is very different. Like if I wasn't literally watching the show, I might think these were two different characters.
Right.
Like the level of difference in the scene.
And it is interesting. Now,
I do love it.
Yeah, do things that are if I think something's interesting, do I have to love it? No.
Yeah.
But I think I do like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say that, like it almost would be nice to conform to one or the other, but it's whatever, it's just kind of my preference, because you see something, it looks really, really pretty, and then we're back to blob face, from a really far distance or something like that.
It's certainly different.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of, so we had a thing in Dororo where there was one episode that like had a different dude doing the art direction, and they had a lot of the blobby faces, and it's like that one episode, I wasn't into that episode at first. Rewatching it, I was more into it. I was fine with it. But if it was going from that back to the super high def stuff like in the same episode, that would be a bit much, and that's kind of what this one's doing.
Yeah.
I do think it works most of the time though. It's never so it's never so much that I'm like distracted by it.
Yeah, it's not Kestis or anything,
Jesus. that show.
Yeah,
blows.
but I think overall,
yeah,
it just kind of I won't remember it.
Yeah, maybe.
But it serves its point. It's not bad, and I'm not shitting on it.
Yeah, I think it's memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, in particular, there's some bits where they go into like the super fluid, like there's a fight scene in episode 4 that is bad ass.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And what's weird is that almost has a different style of animation to it as well.
They kind of mix it up.
It's very stiff, and I liked it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, it's not like, like how fight scenes often now we get like the super fluid and like stretchy limbs or whatever, and everything is very very expressive.
Yeah.
These fight scenes are like, 24 frames per second, like Bruce Lee fights and stuff.
It's like way like schwa like kind of stuff. Yeah. It's I'm into it.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I'm into it though.
Yeah.
I rather enjoy it. I think it's a very pretty show, needless to say.
Now, soundtrack, dude. This thing
right.
has talking about music in the title. How is it?
I like the music.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Very poppy. It's not for everyone, but I like it a lot.
I would like more of it, I think.
Yeah.
Like you get almost... It doesn't feel like... It's weird because if I were to describe this, I would think, and whenever I heard it first, I was like, okay, this is some sort of twist on an Idol show.
Yeah, it is not that. It is
not. It is not.
What's that? It's not a Idol, which was a different thing. It is not that. It does have some singing, not nearly as much as you might want if that's what you're into. But it does have some really good songs.
Yeah, it has some good songs. It didn't have anything that's like shook me to my core that I'm like, that's definitely going on my Spotify playlist. But, it is good. It is good. And in particular, the most notable scene was in that fight scene that we're talking about in episode 4. The music there is awesome.
Yeah, it rips. It absolutely rips. And then the end of that episode, and earlier in that episode, you get a really cool, like, just a ballad number.
Yeah.
That's happening. I think it's well done. Music-wise. The opening's pretty great. The ending is pretty good. I like them both.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the voice acting?
Yes. So
I'm just gonna take me a sip of this drink while
the
Roger
voice
goes
acting is not bad. I think the voice actors do a good job, but this anime could really, and I can't believe, I would almost never say this. I don't mind dubbed anime, and I certainly don't mind subtitled anime in the original audio. But this one would really benefit from a dub.
Dog, it's literally Matsumoto in particular talks a goddamn mile a minute.
Yes.
He talks so fast, it is difficult. You almost have to pause to read the shit.
I do have to pause.
You literally have to pause to read it.
Here's the big thing, and maybe some other people listening can agree with this, or maybe this doesn't, you don't identify this way.
Share your thoughts.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm a bad reader or a terribly slow reader. I would say that I am a slow reader.
Okay.
But never in my life I've watched 100 plus. I don't know how many anime I could tell you subtitled. And I have never in my life struggled. Even things that move lightning fast, like Kaguya-sama Love is War. I can fix that with the push of a button and a pause to catch everything on screen. I don't like doing that, but I can. This one, I have to pause so many times that it removes me from the freaking experience.
Yeah.
And there are points where Matsumoto is talking so fast that I have to rewind because I couldn't pause fast enough. And I know when it's coming up, and I still hit the button and miss it.
Damn, dude.
There is text on screen at times for a frame or two.
It's very quick. It is often incredibly quick. And that, honestly...
I have never seen subtitles this fast before.
There's bits where, like, it feels like they could have, like, just messed with the layout of the subtitles a little bit and fit more on at once, or maybe, like, given an extra little time for some of them. But, like, the thing is, Matsumoto just talks incredibly quickly, and that is the character.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a play on one of those, like, comedians that you'll hear on, like, or see on some of these shows.
Yeah.
Like, where he just talks incredibly quickly all the time.
And I think it falls somewhat on the subtitling team as well, the people that are translating it, you know, like if you need to take a liberty here and there and condense some of that, you could do that for us. That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely Matsumoto in particular talks incredibly fast. Now, I will say I never had an issue like reading everything.
Dude,
there were times where it moved so fast.
Sometimes, okay, this is another thing that just popped into my head.
Go ahead.
I like watching the preview to the next episode.
Yeah.
And
man.
And if Matsumoto is talking, you just straight up don't get to see all of the text.
Yeah, there's just a block. Like, the thing is, it'll do that thing similar to Kaguya-sama Love is War, where there's, like, multiple people talking, or, like, there's a sign and someone's talking, so, like, you're reading 3 different things and parsing out who's saying what, except it's all one dude talking very, very quickly.
Yes. And I really don't think it shows you everything.
The previews before the at the end of the episode for the next one, in particular, there are multiple people talking, and it's very, very difficult to parse at times. For me, the thing is like less about reading it quickly, because I can read pretty quick. There are times when like I'll miss a word or two, and I'm like, it's just Matsumoto going off, whatever. Like I got the main gist of whatever he was saying. But there are times when I'm trying to read it, make sure I'm reading it so fast because I know how fast he talks, that I'm not looking at the show and I'm missing some of this very beautiful animation. And that's the most egregious thing to me. There's times when I can't even enjoy the visual for trying to, and it's one of those things where like, if I spoke Japanese, I could just listen. I'd be good. If it was a dub, boy, this show's gonna benefit from a dub.
Yeah. Another thing is too, like I can read faster than what I usually do.
Yeah.
But, you know, typically in my experience, whenever I read too fast, I don't process everything.
Yeah, you're not like retaining everything. Yeah. And I definitely prefer the subtitles to the dub pretty much all the time. But like this one would definitely help.
I don't think I've ever really said like this anime does need a dub for the sole reason that the subtitles are very hard to deal with.
This is definitely the one. If there was one, this is it.
Yeah, because at this point, could I recommend this to somebody new going into anime?
Probably not. Moves too quick.
Yeah.
You're gonna have bad.
They're gonna be like, I can't do. It's gonna turn them off from subtitles forever.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I promise you, it does. It removes me from my immersion.
Yeah, you gotta like run it back. And pause and shit.
And whenever I skip it back and then I pause and I miss the fucking beat because it moves so damn fast, and then I have to rewind it again. I'm watching this 10, 15 seconds all the way over again.
Oh, baby.
Hopefully I can catch what he says right here.
And it's worse when you're streaming it from your phone because you only have the back 30 seconds. You can't even go back 5 or 10. You got to go 30 straight up.
I put it on my Xbox because it has the big font.
Fucking dingus. See, that's why you can't see anything, because you got the big font on, you son of a bitch.
No, I tried it on the PlayStation first, which Funimation updated the wrap, and it's kind of it looks kind of nice on the PlayStation, and they even give you the option for bigger subtitles, and it's not big enough.
It's still not big enough.
No,
you do wear those big glasses.
Yeah, I do have terrible eyesight, so it is what it is. But I mean, that is, I don't know where that nitpick qualifies. Like, is it actually the anime or not? I don't think it's the writing or the anime. I think it's just the character and the way they chose to do the subtitles.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. But at this point, no. Without a dub, I could not recommend this to everybody.
Now, if they did dub it, who would you want to do Matsumoto's voice?
Dusty Gazongas.
You fuck. You sorry. You gotta explain that again, because everybody doesn't know who that is.
Dusty Gazongas is the stripper character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yes.
And I always thought that Agumon from Digimon sounded like Dusty Gazongas.
Yes.
And then there was also a character.
You boys come here often? As she's just shaking.
There's also a character in Slime that time I was recording.
Gabiru. Yeah. Or not Gabiru, but one of his lackeys.
Yeah, one of his lackeys.
Gabiru. Oh.
Yeah, I would get Dusty Gazongas to do it. Who would you get?
I would get either. Now I'm about to fuck myself over by saying this because I don't know if this person is alive or not. But whoever did the voice of Richard from Case Closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of that like man, like that kind of thing.
I like it.
Come on, baby, we gotta be places like that. That's a fast voice already.
Yeah.
We get somebody who could do a good impression. Maybe I think the what was it? the fucking prince from Sarah's On My. The Prince Frog guy had a similar thing in the dub. Kepi had a similar voice in Sarah's On My dub. Yeah, get that fucking.
Yeah.
Talk real fast.
But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. I would just say overall, thank you to our good buddies who reached out and said, "Hey, fuck you, check this show out."
Yeah.
Maybe not
here,
so forceful.
Here we are.
Maybe not so forceful, but I will say, I'm really glad that y'all said we need to give it another look, because quite frankly, I was ready to just not watch it. I took it out of my queue.
Honestly, you know, I wouldn't have watched it probably.
I was ready to drop it, and then y'all said so. I'm back. I went back in. Those episodes 3 and 4 absolutely pulled me right back into it. I was way more in them than the first two, I'll admit. I think the first two were fine. Episodes 3 and 4 absolutely whip ass. And episode 5 seems like it's shaping up the rest of the story. So thank you for calling out your good buddy Brandon on his bullshit. Yeah. I would say re-reviewing it, I would put it at about, based on these episodes, I put it in A.
Okay.
Easily an A. Maybe an S, but easily an A.
Easily an A.
For sure.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you guys will be able to call him out again next time we do that.
Yeah.
For the next season.
By all means, feel free to tell me how wrong I am about the rest of the shows we reviewed. If you haven't checked out the tier list, check it out.
Yeah.
Call me out on my horse shit and tell me to rewatch something, except for Koikimo. Fuck that show.
Yeah. Next time
we
are talking about Megalobox season 2.
Yeah, we're gonna give that one a little rundown.
I want to tell you guys and gals why you should be watching this show.
Show whips ass.
This show whips a little ass. It's hard to like I watched the episode of Megalobox. I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to watch anything else. That was so damn good.
Yeah.
Filled me right the fuck up.
I told you earlier, man, I'm kind of, it's upsetting me how good this season 2 is, because when it's over, I'm going to be so sad that it's over.
Yeah, you're going to have the hole in your heart.
Oh, no.
Like, what am I supposed to do with all this time?
Please don't tear my paper heart. No, okay. Yeah, it's bumming me out, but it's really fucking good. Yeah, check out Megalobox. Obviously, we're going to talk about it next week. I don't know, we were talking about, we might start doing these as because we often say, like, should you be watching?
Yeah.
I was saying, like, maybe we take some shows that maybe we don't see people talking about as much, and we call them, is it a streamer or a steamer?
Yeah. Streamers or steamers.
Yeah, man, because sometimes, I'll tell you right now, sometimes you pop open the anime, you get a big old fat steamer.
That would give us the option to talk about bad stuff.
Because we often don't talk about shows we don't like. We talk about things that are eiteither A, popular.
We talked about one show that we knew was going to be trash before, and we gave it a trash review.
We did not like it.
Nope, and people have let us know in that video that, you know, that they still liked it or whatever.
And that's fine. You're welcome.
The up to down ratio on it, it was not a popular opinion.
Yeah, that's fine. I
gotta
tell you,
that show was trash.
I didn't much care for it. That was Goku Dolls. We did not like Goku Dolls. But the thing is, we often either talk about shows that we already enjoy because we want to talk about them, who wouldn't, or we talk about stuff that we see other people talking about that is popular, and there's a good chance we're gonna like those. I mean, if it's popular, it's got to be at least a little bit good. So it would give us a chance to talk about things that we would find not so good. Yeah. And obviously, look, we don't want to shit on nobody.
Yeah, or things that I and Brandon are split on, you know?
We definitely have had those. Please see Agretzko Season 3. Yeah. Where I got yelled at.
Did you get yelled at?
Yeah, I got yelled at a little.
Did I yell at you?
What I said was...
sorry.
It was specifically the line where I said Agretzko Season 3 is easily my favorite season of Agretzko. And you said... Really?
I'm sorry. That was uncalled for me. I don't know what I was thinking.
That was
our
100th episode, and I was like, maybe we won't have a 200 episode. Maybe we won't have a 101. Dang. No, it was fine. But by all means, check us out next week when we're talking about Megalobox Season 2.
Nomad.
Yes, Nomad. Stick around for the ramble if you're into that, or catch it in a separate video on... Are we still doing rambles on YouTube right now?
Yep, we are.
We are indeed. So we will have the full plugs at the end. Yes, we will rock you. Rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. But yes, we will have the full plugs at the end of the ramble. For now, check them out in the description if you're on YouTube. Otherwise, we will get to that in a bit. And love ya.
Love ya.